Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now we have some breaking news from Senator Lindsey Graham. He is one of the few Republicans in Congress pushing for a $2,000 stimulus payment to be approved. In fact, according to Newsweek, Lindsey Graham thinks that the Senate could get there on $2,000 checks, but not until the new Congress. Graham agreed with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell that it's not possible to have a vote on boosting direct payments before January 3rd. But the South Carolina Republican urged McConnell to hold a vote on the issue after new Congress is sworn in next week. Now before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. Let's get this video to 5,000 likes if you support $2,000 stimulus checks. My message to our politicians, specifically Mitch McConnell, is to stop playing the political games and pass the stimulus checks. If you agree with me, then leave a comment down below saying I agree.
Did it. Now it's sort of sitting in limbo with Majority Leader McConnell, who says there's no realistic path forward. Where do you see things standing?
Well, I think if you had a standalone vote on the $2,000 check, it might pass. Here's the facts. 70% of Republicans don't want to go to $2,000. They think it's a $430 billion cost to the Treasury. They think it's an inefficient way of giving money to people who are hurting, because a lot of people making $75,000 or less haven't been out of work. But I'm with the president on this. I'm in South Carolina. Our economy is really hurting here. So McConnell is right. There's no way to get a vote by January the 3rd. The new Congress begins noon, January the 3rd. So the new Congress, you could get a vote. And here's what I'd like. I'd like a standalone vote in the new Congress on the $2,000 check. We have 7 Republicans who've already said they would vote for it. We need 5 more. I think if we had the vote, we would get there. But I want to vote on repealing Section 230. The untold story is that Democrats are in the pocket of big tech. President Trump wants 3 things: a commission to investigate fraud, $2,000 checks, and to repeal Section 230. I'm urging Senator McConnell to give us standalone votes in the new Congress after January 3rd on all 3 measures, and I would predict that if you had a standalone vote on the $2,000 check, it's better than 50-50 it would pass.
So just very quickly, Senator, sorry, Rachel, one follow-up on that, and that is, so if you do the standalone, what about the fiscal conservative aspect of this? You've heard some conservatives talking about you just can't add, 200, 300, 400 billion to the federal debt.
Well, it's $400 billion. They're not wrong to be concerned about the expense. They're not wrong to be concerned by the fact that this is not the most efficient way. There are a lot of people who make $75,000 or less a year that work for the government that haven't been laid off one day. But I've seen with my own eyes the destruction of small businesses in South Carolina. I am with President Trump on this. I think a family of 4, if they got $8,000, it would help our economy. I think they need the $8,000. If the vaccine is on the way, I can't wait till it gets here in large numbers, but until then, our economy is hanging by a thread in South Carolina. So to my fiscal conservative friends, I understand your argument, but I think the facts on the ground throughout the country would require us to do more than 600. 600 is not enough. 2,000 is about right, in my opinion. And I'm willing to vote. And here's what I want Senator McConnell and Democrats to do. Give us a vote on 3 things, not 1 thing. Repealing Section 230, a commission to investigate fraud in this election, and a vote on a $2,000 check.
We'll see if the Democrats want to do that. I'm going to move on to another topic. Your colleague, Senator Josh Hawley, says that on January 6th, he's going to object to the Electoral College certification of Joe Biden. I want to play you a clip of why he says he's doing it and then get your reaction on the other side.
I don't recall hearing the Democrats make any such outrageous claims when they were the ones who were objecting during the Electoral College certification in 2004 and 2016. Democrats have done this for years in order to raise concerns about election integrity. Now when Republicans, 74 million Americans, have concerns about election integrity, we're supposed to just sit down and shut up? In the election process, we had unprecedented interference from the biggest, most powerful corporations in the history of the world, the big tech corporations, all in favor of Joe Biden, censorship like we have never seen before. We have had no congressional investigation of the fraud. We need it. And we've had no congressional action. We need that to protect our election going forward. So I'm going to make all of these points, and I'm going to try to force a debate about all of these points.
What do you say, Senator?
He has every right to do that. Barbara Boxer did this, I think, in 2004. You got to remember, John Kerry lost Ohio by less than 100,000 votes. She did what Senator Hawley's doing. She objected to the process in Ohio, claimed that the election in Ohio wasn't fair. She made her case, and she got one vote, her vote. So Senator Hawley has every right to object, but it's another thing to overturn an election of another state. The senator from South Carolina, I will listen to what he has to say about Pennsylvania or any other state, but you're going to have to prove to me that the allegations you make are real. If dead people were voting, I want the names. If you're going to retry the case in the Senate that's already been tried in the federal courts, it'd be hard for me to basically take over the federal court's role. But I will listen, and we'll see how it comes out. I know what happened with Barbara Boxer. She made these objections, and she got one vote, her vote. I look forward to seeing what Senator Hawley has to say.
Senator, I want to ask you about Georgia, but I want to put it in the context of the $2,000. I don't understand why the Senate can't have a standalone vote on the $2,000, but couple it with some spending cuts. We always talk about giving more money, spending more money, and there are people in need, but why can't you also couple that bill with a bunch of cuts and say, okay, senators, particularly Democrats, make a choice and let's cut $100 billion from spending. I think that would make a difference to the people in Georgia. And I know you're going to be on the campaign trail with Senator Perdue later today. Tell us about Georgia.
Well, number one, if we lose Georgia, this bill is going to seem really cheap. Because if we lose the Senate and they have control of the House, the Senate, and the White House, they're going to send over a monster of a bill and will make this bill look cheap. So if you want to save America, if you want to save free enterprise, if you want to keep the Supreme Court at 9, not 13, you want to deny legal immigrants free health care, you want to keep the border secure, win Georgia. If we lose Georgia, everything goes by the wayside. Yes, offsets is what you're saying, Jason. If you had a bill for $2,000 checks and you're trying to cut spending at other places to pay for it, count me in for that. The Democrats don't want that. President Trump is not arguing for offsets. So between now and January 3rd, Jason, we don't have enough time because people can object. But in the new Congress, that's a hell of an idea. Why don't we do this? Why don't we have a standalone vote on $2,000 checks and a vote to pay for it by cutting other areas of the government so that it's paid for? That's a good idea.
Amen.
Count me in for that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Do
Senator, let me.
Amen.
Jason mentioned you're going down
Pass the
to
hat.
Georgia.
Go to Georgia and vote.
Yeah, well, you're going down to campaign. I want to ask you.
And before you go, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Well, this channel is provided with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So be sure to subscribe, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and until next time, have a great day.